5 months ago, I did a video on things you could write in your journal if you were just starting out. And now, possibly, you've filled up that cheap little notebook that you bought from Walmart and you're thinking to yourself, I'd kind of like to get me something a little bit nicer than this. But maybe you got on Amazon, you started looking at notebooks and you got overwhelmed and you're like, oh, there's so many options. Well, let's go shopping. Welcome back to Stormin' Norman Says. I'm Stormin' Norman. Must mean I got something to say. And this is one of the videos where I know I told y'all we was going to be doing something else, but the idea came to me and I'm like, we got to do it like right now. So I had to go back in the archives and see when it was I posted that video. And it was like March, maybe, somewhere around there. So it was about 5-6 months ago. I talked about, I don't think in that video, maybe in that video, I don't know. All I know is that I put my kit lens back on this camera and I was having a hard time focusing. In a previous video I talked about men's mental health and journaling and stuff like that. And so we're going to talk about journaling again after I change this daggum lens out. So this video is not necessarily just for men, obviously. Women, y'all journal too, I bet. But I was looking for some statistics on men's mental health. We did a video on that back in June. Nearly 1 in 10 men experience some form of depression or anxiety, but less than half will seek treatment for it. Lesson I learned the hard way is that, we got society teaches us that if you're a man, you're supposed to be a certain way and you're supposed to suppress your feelings and this and that and the other thing. And that crap ain't healthy. It ain't. We talk about, people suppress their anger. Like, if you keep doing that, like, you're going to explode one day and it's not going to be good. Well, the same applies for other things as well. Like, if you're sad and you suppress it all the time, it's not going to be good in the long run, or any other emotion, But talking about journaling today, perhaps in my daggum tablet started talking in the bag. Anyway, so maybe you watched my video that I did a while back and you said, yeah, I think I'm going to give this journaling thing a try. But don't want to get too deep into it. So you went to the dollar store, got you a notebook. Maybe you got you like something like this, just cheap craft paper notebook, and you started journaling. And boy howdy, before you knew it, you had that thing full up. And you're like, I need another one, but I want to get one that's like nice, so that when I finish it, I can like collect them on my shelf. Maybe that's just me, and maybe I'm just a hoarder. I don't know. But you were like, I'll just put them on my shelf. It'd be all nice. In 10 years, I might come back and read one and be like, boy, look how far I've come since then. But like I said, you got on Amazon, started looking, you're like, I don't know what to get. Speaking of Amazon, let me run over there. I got some here. I got a stack here. We're going to talk about, these are kind of mostly popular brands. So let's talk about these two, because one of the most popular brands now, fountain pen people, that watch my videos don't cringe, but it's the truth. I gotta say it, okay? One of the most popular brands of notebook is Moleskine. It's Moleskine. We're not talking about notebooks that are fountain pen friendly today. We're actually going to do a video on that coming up pretty soon. But we're just talking about notebook. If you just got into journaling, chances are you're using some cheap ballpoint you found somewhere. But I started reading this book, The Notebook: A History of Thinking on Paper by Roland Allen, after I heard him on a podcast talking about it. And I don't think I've even got to the first. I haven't got to the first chapter yet. I'm still in the introduction. But you know what they talk about in the introduction? How Moleskine started. How Moleskine got its start. So, it's one of the most popular brands in the world. So we got two Moleskines here. We got the I hesitate to call it A5, but that's kind of what they refer to it as large, I want to say. Let me look it up on Amazon. Moleskine classic notebook cover, soft cover, large, 5 by 8.5. Is that what this is? Yes. So this is Moleskine's large. This is probably their best-selling size. Now maybe not soft cover, but I don't have a hardcover one. But I got the Amazon Basics, which is probably just a knockoff of Moleskine. Yeah, it's the same size. But this is one of the most popular ones you can get. 192 pages. You can get it ruled, lined. Wait, that is the same thing. You can get it ruled, plain, dot grid, little square grid, and it's $15.80 on Amazon. Now, like I said, we're not talking about fountain pens today, but this particular one, don't even try a fountain pen in this one. I tried it and it immediately did not work out. But like I said, chances are if you're new to journaling, you're just getting in, you're not a stationary person like the rest of us weirdos. But you just want a good notebook, Moleskine, you can't go wrong. I mean, granted, people will say the quality's gone down the last couple of years, but like I said, if you're new to journaling and you just want something decent, good option. This is their extra large if you need more paper, if you need bigger paper. This is their extra large, which is like a B5 size. Moleskine Classic Softcover Extra Large, 7.5 by 9.5, 192 pages. So Moleskine does it. They kind of got their own sizes, so it's kind of hard for me to say, well, this is this size and this is that size, because this is not even technically an A5. This is, and you can see, it's wider. So Moleskine kind of has their own thing going on over there. Now, what's better than Moleskine, and what, in my opinion, is the best you can get. Now, you people that watch my channel on a regular basis, if you think there's something better than Leuchtturm, put it in the comments and I'll go check it out. But Leuchtturm 1917, I believe. Yes, it says it on the back there. In my opinion, and I have two of these. I have this one, this hardcover, and I have this soft cover one, which I think the hardcover has a few more pages in it. In my opinion, this is the best notebook money can buy. Now, I have not tried Rhodia or any of those. I have not tried those. And I'm not even talking from, even though my fountain pens look fantastic in these notebooks, I'm not even talking about from a fountain pen point of view. I'm talking about from just, it feels quality in your hand. Not to mention Leuchtturm, like they do everything. Like the bullet journal, you can get the bullet journal. I was just watching a video a minute ago on something called the Learning Journal. What's that one new thing? Well, it's not new, but it's newer than bullet journaling. I can't remember. But there's like some other kind of productivity thing that's not bullet journaling, but in that same vein. Leuchtturm makes a notebook for them. They make a notebook for everybody because they're good at what they do. They make good notebooks. This is a hardcover one. Man, I just want to hold it. I just want to hold it in my hands and touch it. But let's see what the Leuchtturm costs. Usually cost maybe a few dollars more than the Moleskine. And can I spell Leuchtturm in this search bar? Probably not. Leuch. Maybe it'll just pop up. I'm looking for a planner. There we go. Oh, I forgot about that one. I bought that one and gave it away. Anyway, the soft cover one, which is what I have inside this leather cover here. It's my poetry notebook. $23.92. So about $5 or $6 more than the Moleskine is, but I'm telling you, it's worth that extra money. But like I said, it depends on what your use case is. If you just want something to write in, then there's definitely cheaper options. But like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm talking to people who started journaling in whatever notebook they can get a hold of, and now they want to kind of upgrade into something nicer, a nicer experience. How much is this hardcover? If the softcover is $23, okay, the hardcover is $24, so it's just $1 more for the hardcover. And then we also be having this Denic notebook that I did a review on a couple months ago, and I think this thing's $10. And I don't think it's like the cover is different. I think this is called the Classic, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, $12, $11.99. And when you buy one, they give money to build schools in other countries. Probably not the best. Probably not the how do I put this? The quality of this is probably less than Moleskine. Like if we was putting things in order of quality, it would probably be this one, then the Moleskine, then the Leuchtturm. The quality of this one's not quite as there because the cover on the Moleskine is textured, kind of like they're trying to make it look like leather, even though it's not. And this one has this design on it, and like I said in the review I did, it feels kind of strange. Kind of feels velvety, if that makes any sense. But not a bad choice. We did a fountain pen test in here. The fountain pen worked out pretty good. So you might be saying, alright, those are cool, but I want something a little bit smaller than that. So the Leuchtturm A6 pocket size, which is not, I don't have one because I gave it away, but it's about this big. This is like a knockoff Moleskine. I got two of them for like $10 or something. But the Leuchtturm is roughly the same size, $17.50. That seems a bit much for a pocket notebook. But like I said, the quality is there. But also, I would be remiss, even though I'm not a huge fan, I would be remiss not to bring up everybody's favorite pocket notebook, Field Notes. Everybody's favorite. And I don't hate them, by no means. I'm just not in love with them like some people are. But then again, I think some people like them more for the practicality and not the tactile qualities of it. I think that's my jam. Kind of came to that conclusion the other day. Like, I'm a tactile person. That's why I like fountain pens. Like, I like all pens. Like, I was writing with this pen the other night. yesterday. I just like the way pens feel in my hand. Go away, pop-up window. When you're writing with a pen and it's nice and smooth, that tactile, and that's what you get with a fountain pen 90% of the time, unless it's Jinhao 85 and it's hot garbage. But like even this Jinhao that has terribly inconsistent ink feed, nice and smooth still. Not as smooth as other pens, but anyway, let's not ramp. Field notes. How many pages are in field notes? Like 48? Or just click on the vintage field notes because that's what I got here. They still have them. I thought they'd be sold out by now, but they still have them. 3.5 inches that way by 5.5 inches, and they have this on the inside cover. It says interior pages are dot ruled using faded antique gold ink on an off-white stock from Domtar, whatever that is. Trying to see how many pages it is. Y'all field note freaks out there probably know exactly how many pages they have. I want to say it's 48. But anyway, if you're looking at a pocket notebook, something you can just shove in your pencil, something you can just shove in your pants pocket with a pen, it's not really going to take up much room. You can't hardly go wrong with this. If this is too much for you, this is $15 for a 3-pack, which I think pretty good deal. But if this is too much for you, and they make different covers, you can get whatever kind of cover you want. You can get dot ruled. This one only comes in dot, but you can get other ones that are ruled or blank or whatever, I'm assuming. But if this is too much for you, like I said, $15 for a 3-pack, not terrible. You also get field book, which is significantly cheaper. For the field, like I said, for these, $15, you get 3 of them. For these, $10, and you get 5 of them. Much better deal. Now, are these the same quality as field notes? No, probably not. I mean, I don't know, but I'm assuming no. The field notes, granted, it's hard to judge. Let me see. Here we go. Here's a more normal, because the vintage one is kind of like a one-off thing. But the pitch black ones, see how similar they are? We're really getting too deep in on the pocket notebook here. But I don't know what the comparison would be, where they source their paper from or anything like that. I'm just saying, if you want a pocket notebook, you don't want to pay a lot of money for it. Field book, you get 10 of them for $5. Wait, you get 5 of them for $10. Field notes, you get 3 of them for $15. And like I said, the Leuchtturm A6 was almost $20, but that's quite a bit of money for a little notebook. But like I said, the quality is there. And for a Moleskine pocket, like I said, they use their own measurements. Classic notebook hardcover pocket, $16, so about the same price. Softcover pocket, $13. But then they also have, the Cahiers, which are basically like these. And you get 3 of them for $10. Any kind of notebook you need. And like I said, there's much more expensive options than what I've been looking at here. Like I said, I have not tried every notebook out there. I just know I got field notes, I got Moleskine, I got Denick, I got Amazon Basics. And the Leuchtturm has just been my favorite so far. You can also get fancy with Traveler's Notebook, standard size, passport size, and the notebooks inside here. You can buy them from Traveler's Company and pay their price, or you can get cheaper versions on Amazon. which I think is the way to go, personally. I actually saw a video, the Analog Lefty, I think, did a video the other day on alternatives to these. Alternative notebooks you can fit in your passport rather than buying the ones that Travelers Company sells. The Zequins 360 is what I'm journaling in this configuration. And I got, man, so many notebooks laying around. I didn't even have time to gather all of them up to show them to you. But I can look at the timer and tell we've been going long enough. So, those are some options for you to get into. We'll put affiliate links, of course, down below this video. You can just click on those, go shop to your heart's content, and try and help you out that way. And if you use my affiliate links, you'll also be helping me out. So how about that? So if you've been journaling, you took my advice. Uncle Storm set you right. You took my advice when I did that video a couple months ago. And you're like, dadgummit, I am going to try journaling. My mental health could be better. And you decided to take up journaling. And it's worked wonders for you. Because it will. And you're thinking, man, I got this, cheap little notebook from the dollar store. I've got this thing battered and bruised, and it's full up, and I need to move on. I want something that's a little bit more durable. I gave you some good options today, and I'm sure the people watching my video are going to leave some other good options in the comments, because they're good for that. So, go get you another notebook and keep on journaling. Keep on doing it. Don't become one of these people, like I mentioned, that suffer from some form of depression or anxiety, but yet they never seek treatment because I don't want to look like no sissy. I ain't no sissy. It ain't sissy to look after yourself. Alright? Anyway. It's beard season. I know you probably beginning of the video is like, where'd it go? Well, I grew the sides out and I trimmed all this down just earlier. It's beard season, alright? It's beard season. We got to get the beard started so that by the time cold temperatures come, I'm good and insulated on my face. So, a couple of videos coming up. Did I get scammed on eBay? We're going to find out soon. I probably should have waited until that camera came before I ordered another one last night. So I got 2 cameras coming. Follow me for more financial advice. But the first one I ordered was supposed to be here between the 8th and the 14th. Well, tomorrow's the 14th. So hopefully it comes tomorrow and I didn't get scammed. But whenever it comes, we're going to do a video on it. So there might be like an extra video this week instead of the usual 2. And like I said, we're going to do a video on paper snobs. And we're going to do a video on my other traveler's notebook and what I used it for, and what I want to keep. I haven't really used it in a while, and I want to get back into it. It's just hard, but maybe y'all can help me with material to put in it. Anyway, before I get out of here, don't forget, it don't cost y'all nothing. Hit that subscribe button down below. You ain't never watched my channel before, I'm sure at this point you want to subscribe. So just go ahead and click the button. Come along. And if you really like me and my handsome face, click that join button, become a channel member. You'll get early access to videos and access to members only content that I forgot to post, now that I'm actually saying it out loud. So I'm going to go do that right now. I've been Stormin' Norman. I've said things. We'll see you on the next one.